Hi folks, Alan here for Old English Outfitters YouTube channel. So we're out on the show floor today because we want to show you some new products that we've recently gotten in from Henry Repeating Arms. Henry, as you know, is that company that makes a lot of lever actions. They make some single shots and a few small bolt action rifles. Really good stuff, really good company to deal with. They're very, very oriented to their customers. A lot of you are probably familiar with Henry, probably have a few of them. Well, new for this year, Henry has a new series of their lever action rifles. They call it the X series, and we've got some of them in here. Now, this is the pistol caliber X series gun, short receiver, okay? All the X series share some of the features that we're going to talk about here. The pistol series, the pistol caliber series right now, they make it .357 Magnum, 44 Magnum, or 45 Colt. We don't have the .357 yet. Probably going to be pretty popular. We'll get them. Right now we've got the 44 Magnum and the 45 Colt. This particular one I think is the 45 Colt. Any of the pistol caliber ones are going to be this size, okay? So the X series is pretty much a modernized lever action rifle. Now some of you may remember that Mossberg a few years ago made a clearly kind of a tactical looking modernized lever action in their one of the series rifles that they make. This one is a little bit more streamlined than that gun, maybe a little less busy, but there's a lot of good features on here. If you're a lever action traditionalist, this may not appeal to you a whole lot. But if you're looking for something that's a little bit upscale, that you can do some things, they put some things on this gun that make it easy to do some adjustments to it without having to buy a whole lot of extra kit, then maybe this is worth looking at. All of the X series share the synthetic stock, black synthetic stock, forend and buttstock. Okay, got a good recoil pad. The pistol calibers, that's less of an issue. All the X series guns have fiber optic sights. The front's green, the back is red. Gives a nice contrast. That green draws you to that front sight, which, as you know, is where you want to be. We've got molded in sling swivel mounts there and here, so that's easy to put a sling swivel setup on this. The lever's nice. It's slightly bigger. It's not obnoxiously big where when you leave it to go to cycle it, you got to find it. It's just big enough. Fits pretty good for your hand right there. And if you had a set of gloves, it'd work pretty good. You still got plenty of room to get in there. But so big enough without being too big. Nice touch. Just like all the other Henry guns, these things are very, very smooth. Just like all the other Henrys, they've got that transfer bar piece built into the hammer. So if you got a round chambered, you can pull the trigger, come off the trigger, lower the hammer, gun's safe. All you got to do to make it back into action is just cock the hammer again. All of these share those same basic features. The forend, kind of interesting. They've done a couple interesting things to the forend. They put a section of rail up here, so you could put a light or a laser or some combination of those things on that rail if you wanted to. But they've also got a slot on each side. Now that slot is M-LOK compatible. So if you had a M-LOK sling swivel piece that you wanted to put on there, you could do that. If you had an M-LOK rail piece to mount a light on the side, where you could run the light with your thumb up here, maybe if you're right-handed, the other side if you're left-handed, you could do that. So you got some flexibility up here that's built right into the gun. So you don't have to add a whole lot to it to put something up here. With the rail, a slip-on light, like one of the stream lights or any of those, would work really well on that rail without having to get anything extra for the gun. The receiver, drilled and tapped, just like the other Henry series rifles. So you could put a scope base up here, put a scope on it if you want. You could put one of the Skinner peep sights or XS peep sight or something up here if you favor that over this. The rear sight will come off pretty easy. The rear sight is, by the way, adjustable here for windage, back and forth. The front is not adjustable, but you don't really need that if you've got windage and elevation adjustments back here, and you do. Okay. So the other thing that's cool about this is, like Henry's been doing with some of their new stuff, in addition to loading or unloading through the magazine tube, you got a side gate. So you got the best of both worlds here. If you fire one and you want to top it off, you got a side gate right there that if you got a butt cuff or whatever you're using, you can top one round off there and you're back up to full magazine capacity. Ready to unload, make it really easy. All you got to do is take the tube loose, turn the rifle upside down, let the rounds roll out of the tube, clear the chamber, and you're good to go. All those features are common to the X series guns, okay? But they got a couple others besides just the pistol caliber versions that we just talked about. So this is another pistol caliber one here. Here we've got the mighty 4570. Same features. M-lock slots, rail, molded in sling swivel studs, plastic stock, recoil pad. You'll want that. A little bit lighter weight than the woodstock rifle, maybe. Certainly more lighter weight than the octagon barrel versions. So you'll appreciate that rubber recoil pad. Same other features, but just 4570. As you probably know, 4570 or the straight wall pistol cartridges are deer season legal here in Ohio. Be a pretty nice hunting gun. So there's the 4570. But in addition to that, we've also got 410 shotgun. On the 410, we don't have a rear sight. Still drilled and tapped, so you put some up there if you want. Don't have a rear sight though, but we do have a green fiber optic front. So compatible if we're shooting birds or something like that. It's fast and easy to use. Looks a whole lot like the 4570, doesn't it? Receiver's the same size. 410, 4570, pretty close overall length, so use the same size receiver. 2.5-inch shells, not 3-inch. Repeat that, 2.5-inch shells, not 3-inch. I've heard some people say, well, we wish it was 3-inch. Yeah, but the 2.5, because of the length, cycles easier. It's just a little bit easier to make the gun work well. So that's probably why they did that. Good series. Again, kind of a modernized version of a lever action. Now, like I said, if you're a traditionalist, maybe it doesn't appeal to you too much. But think about this. Let's say that you just need a varmint gun. Maybe for, you around the farm or something, you got varmints that run around at night. You could easily put a flashlight up here. You could put one of the flashlights that puts out the green light where you can see the animal can't see you. You put any of that up here really well. Home defense, flashlight. 357 Magnum or 44 Magnum in this wouldn't be bad for home defense with the right ammunition, and depending, of course, on where you live, what your requirements would be. Pretty good little series. I don't know if they're planning to do anything beyond what they've done here. As you know, they've chambered 327 Federal in some of their other lever actions. Haven't seen any plans to do that here. Not sure about that. But right now, options, 357, 44 Magnum, 45 Colt, 410 shotgun, 4570. So it's a pretty good variety. That should get you pretty much anywhere you need to be with these types of calibers. Price, $819, any of them. Across the board, any of the X series, $819. So, recap real quick. Modernized lever action. A lot of good features. Side loading gate. Ability to easily mount a light or a laser or a combination of those things. Short and handy. By the way, the barrel lengths on these are a little odd. Different because they're 17.5 inches on the pistol caliber ones and slightly longer on the others. But one other feature that these have got, and I know you were waiting for me to mention it, the front is threaded. So you can take this threaded piece off and you could put a suppressor or some other muzzle device up there if you wanted to. So if you wanted to put a sound suppressor on this, a silencer, if you have the habit or are thinking about getting one, you can easily do that. So that's another feature they built into every one of these except the 410. 410 doesn't have it because you're not going to put a silencer on a 410, most likely. So 410 doesn't have it, but the 4570, 357, 44 all set up so you can put a silencer on it if you want to. A lot of features built into this. Really a well done, modernized lever action rifle. We've got them in stock. You want to come see them, handle them, pay us a visit. We have a lot of other Henry products and we have a lot of other stock too. So that's all we have for today. We haven't had a chance to shoot these yet, partly because we haven't had time. So anyway, we've got them in stock. So come take a look, see what you think of them. We're on Instagram, YouTube, all those sorts, as you know, YouTube, Facebook, we're on all those things. So pay us a visit, comment, see what you think. Until next time, I'm Alan for Old English Outfitters. Thanks for watching.